into today's video. First and foremost, let me just say thank you for coming and spending a few minutes out of your day with me here today to hang out and talk about Nikola stock, ticker symbol NKLA. If you remember, this is a company essentially trying to become an electric / hydrogen semi-truck maker, as well as a pickup truck and some other products out there, okay? They're trying to do big things. They have big hopes. They have had big hype. And the stock, yeah, I mean, you see it there. I mean, it got absolutely destroyed today. This stock was down 21.27% here today. That is a massive, massive move down, right? The stock's down to $38.45 here today. Keep in mind, at the beginning of this month, okay, July 1st, I think today's the 20th, I want to say, or something like that, right? On the 1st, this stock was nearly $68 a share, and here today it's $38. So literally just in the past few weeks, the stock has gone down like crazy, okay? And it's not like it's just because the whole space is going down or something like that, because you look at a stock like Tesla, right? And another electric vehicle maker, but obviously they actually have products in the real world and those sorts of things. Look at what that stock has done since July 1st. July 1st, the stock's 1,100. Here today, it's 1,600, obviously. So you can't just say, well, it's all the stocks are weakening, because that's just not accurate. No, last time we talked in depth about Nikola stock, and we're going to talk here today if I think this stock's a buy now, or if I think you should continue to wait, in my personal opinion, okay? But last time we did a big video on this was back when the stock hit almost $90 a share after hours. And I think during that video, it literally had hit over $90 after hours that particular day, right? And that was 41 days ago, almost 42 days ago now, okay? And so I hope that video actually saved people a ton of money, because if you remember, I was super negative around the stock and that stock price, and I basically told people, like, you know, if I was in their shoes and I had made a bunch of money on that stock, like, just take the profits and run. So I hope that that video saved a lot of people a lot of money from getting in that one at $90 a share or so, okay? But here we are today. The stock's $38 a share. We've got to ask ourselves, is this stock a buy now, or should we be waiting on this stock? And I'll give you my personal opinion. So hope you enjoyed today's video. As always, guys, smash that thumbs up if you don't mind, for the algorithm. That helps out the channel tremendously, okay? Thank you, thank you. And also, just so you guys know, first link in the description, if you're somebody that has $10,000 or more and you're looking to build into 6 figures, or someone, let's say 100K, 200K in the market, and you're looking to hopefully scale to 7 figures, go ahead and check that out down there. You can actually get on a call if you apply and you are approved with somebody high up from my team. We'll get on a discussion with you and kind of, you know, tell you a product we have out there that could actually help you scale your portfolio to much bigger numbers than you're at here today, okay? Nikola, speaking about big numbers, holy smokes, okay? This company still, even after the dramatic fall in the stock price, still has a market capitalization just under $14 billion, okay? $13.877 billion here today, Nikola has, okay? Nikola, remember, this is a company that's going to try to come out with a pickup truck, different types of products. They want to be an energy company. They want to do a lot of big things, okay? Let's be honest. This company has big visions. They want to go after big things. They're super excited, right? But the company hasn't proven anything yet, and pretty much in the business world, right? I mean, you go ahead and search up Nikola revenues last year, and you're going to find zero, okay? This company is not doing anything revenue-wise with the business as of yet, okay? And when you see a massive valuation, especially when it was pushing up to what, 30 billion plus, you know, or somewhere around 30 billion, just, you know, what was that, 40, 50 days ago, right? When you see something like that, it's not so much a reflection of Nikola, it's more of a reflection about investors desperate to find the next Tesla, okay? Look at Tesla, you know, it's a $1,600+ stock. Investors are desperate, I mean, absolutely desperate to find that next big opportunity, and they're looking at Nikola and being like, maybe this is my Tesla, because maybe I missed out on Tesla, so now I got to get in the next one, right? You look at Tesla, when this company went public, I mean, basically you go back 10 years. Let's say we rewind the clock 10 years ago, right? We're coming up here on the end of July, but we you know, let's backtrack all the way till August 2010, the stock's under $20 a share, right? And here today, it's $1,600. Think about that for a moment, okay? That's a long way, okay? When I first started dating my now wife, right? That was November 2011 when we started dating. The stock was $32. I remember we ended up going to a Tesla store, I think within a year or so after we had started dating. That was the first time I ever had seen like a Tesla store and got engaged with the brand and things like that. It was $32. And my goodness, you know, people lost a lot of money short selling that stock along the way, way, because it's a long way from $32, you know? Just like the people that didn't believe in Tesla, there were some people that didn't believe in a relationship, and hey man, it's still working, okay? Now, I want to say some good news out there in regards to Nikola, okay? I got to give them some respect. They're starting to open up a bit more, okay? If you go to like their YouTube channel, for instance, Nikola's YouTube channel, you're going to find actual videos showing their actual products in action. And I think this is a big win for the company here in the short term, and they need to do a lot more of this. Let me be very clear about that. Before, there was so many videos about just the investor hype and a lot of talk. It's like investors at the end of the day want to see what's actually going on. Don't just tell me you're trying to do this and you got this. You know, anybody can say they got anything, right? I could say I started some semi-truck maker that's in my garage right now, and we've got a semi-truck that's going to go 1,000 miles. Doesn't mean it's true at all. It can mean it's just complete BS. Show us what you actually got in the real world. Let's start seeing some of this stuff. Let's see if you're not just talking a big game. Let's see if you're walking the walk, right? And so I like that. I mean, I even watched a recent video. I think it was that 40-minute one there, okay? And Trevor Milton, the CEO, even says specifically, I think within the first minute or two, he says, yeah, I hear some people think our trucks are just vaporware. And I thought that was a big moment when he said that, because, hey, guess what? Just over a week ago, Galileo over at Hyperchange put out a video called Nikola Motors is Vaporware. That's big, right? That means obviously he's seeing what's going on out there, perceptions out there from somebody that's very influential in the community, and he just understands, and the company's starting to understand, gosh, we got to kind of show some stuff off here, guys, if we want to be believed at all in this situation. So they need a lot more of this, a lot more of this. Show us what you actually got. Show us these products in action, and let's see if you really, you know, are doing big things like you say you're doing big things. You know, one of the reasons people believe in Tesla so much, because these are real products that are actually on the road. It's not like Tesla's just like, oh yeah, we're going to make a bunch of electric vehicles and we're going to be able to, you know, partially drive themselves or fully drive themselves. You can experience these products today. Even Cybertruck, a product that's not on the market yet, right? You know, that day, people were able to go on test drives of the Cybertruck the day the launch event happened, right? Jay Leno hops in a Cybertruck that's supposed to come out next year and is able to personally drive it around and things like that. We're talking about a real product that's out there, and that's big, and that's why investors can get confidence when they see a real product, because some investors will just, you know, they'll just buy the stock on hysteria and hype and things like that. But practical investors want to see stuff in the real world. Don't just give me a hype hope case, okay? That's how you get hurt very badly as an investor. Show me the real deal Holyfield in the field, okay? That's what matters, okay? Now, Nikola Badger, this is supposed to be their pickup truck, right? Nikola Badger pre-orders open on June 29th at 11 a.m. Now, we haven't seen any numbers out of that yet. At least I haven't been able to see any numbers coming out of that as far as pre-orders went. So I don't know if those pre-orders are going great or not. From my understanding, is people had to put like a $250 deposit in if you wanted to pre-order. Now, Nikola World is supposed to happen on December 3rd through the 5th. And that's big because they're supposed to show off the Badger, according to some interviews I watched with Trevor Milton on CNBC and some other networks. He basically says that, you know, they're going to try to show off the Badger on that date, okay? Pre-orders secure a Nikola World 2020 ticket and receive a discount off vehicle purchase. All pre-orders qualify for a chance to win a Badger. They're talking about the BEV is expected to offer 300 miles of range, while the hydrogen FCEV will offer approximately 600 miles of range. This is what we're talking about with, you know, they're putting out a lot of ambitious numbers without having proven anything yet. And you got to ask yourself, are these numbers believable? Are these realistic? Or is these just pie in the sky, just put some stuff on paper and hope for the best, right? Electric 0 to 60 in approximately 2.9 seconds for a pickup truck? That sounds really, really ambitious, right? Badger anticipated to generate over 906 horsepower and 980 foot-pounds of torque, right? These are really, really big, ambitious numbers, and we gotta see, is this really gonna happen, or is this really possible? Let's see this, man. That's what everybody's basically saying at this point in time, right? Now, there is something important coming up here in a couple weeks. Nikola is gonna announce their second quarter 2020 results in WEBCAST, okay? That's in about 2 weeks from now. This is gonna be big, not from perspective of you're basically gonna hear them generate no revenue and things like that, but let's hear some updates on the vehicles. When are things things going to go into production. We've heard about 2021 production. We've heard about longer out production. We've heard things like Nikola's not even going to build the vehicles themselves, and they're going to actually outsource that to somebody else, and they might license the technology. They might partner with companies. You know, we're hearing a lot of conflicting information and a lot of things that sound like, my goodness, Nikola has so much work to do just to even hope to launch any of these products. It's not even funny. And so this is really important. And then you see things like this, okay? And Trevor Milton wonders why people, are disliking him or hating on the company and things like that. When we see things like this, it rubs us really the wrong way. You have a company that's produced nothing in revenues. You're talking big talk. You're not showing much respect to other people that are actually doing big things in this industry, and you're buying mansions? Like the most expensive house in Utah? It's the type of stuff that investors look at and they say, this seems a little sketch. This company has no revenues. They haven't really shown much of the product off, especially, until basically like a week ago, right? And you're buying the biggest mansion in Utah? This seems a little strange, okay? This seems a little strange. And that's not the only moral or ethical question in regards to Trevor Milton or his company in general. We see things like this, right? Nikola claims $10 billion worth of orders for 14,000 semi-trucks, but government filings, meaning SEC documents, make clear that those are more like expressions of interest, cancelable with no deposit money required. How can 14,000 semi-truck order for $10 billion, how can that be taken serious if you didn't have to put any money down? You could cancel that. Well, shoot, I could have went in there and placed a bunch of orders for semi-trucks, had no intention at all of actually buying those, right? And just, bluffed out those numbers. This is the type of stuff that, the people hear top line, oh my gosh, $10 billion in orders they have, and they don't even look further into it and realize, oh, it's no money down, you can cancel it at any time and things like that. This is where we get into a lot of moral and ethical questions around this company, and where people start getting, I'm not so sure about this one, right? Look at this, okay? Milton and his company, right? They ended up taking $4 million in federal Paycheck Protection Program forgiveness loans meant to help small businesses. And that was despite their company having $85 million in cash on Nikola's bank account at the end of 2019, and despite them raising at least $735 million in new capital. And yet this company asked for, a $4 million bailout from the government. This is so, this is what pushes investors and makes people really want to talk negatively about the company, because you're doing stuff like this. It's just as ridiculous. Meanwhile, Trevor Milton just bought the most expensive mansion in Utah. So you're telling me you got all that money on the company's balance sheet and you need $4 million while you're out buying the biggest mansion in Utah, right? I can tell you, I surely don't have a company that has, $700, $800 million in cash on the balance sheet, and I asked for $0. You know why, Trevor Milton? Because it's not right, okay? It is simply not right. I'm doing just fine, and I don't think it's the best look if I'm asking for government money when I got a house being built in Arizona and a house being built out here in Vegas, and I'm driving a $100,000 SUV. I don't think it's the best look that I'm like, oh, federal government. I could have easily got money. I have employees, I have independent contractors, I have a lot of people counting on me. I could have easily asked for money. I could have easily got that money, but I don't think it is morally or ethically right. And why is it right that this company that just raised $700+ million and has $85 million in cash at the end of 2019 asked for $4 million? This is what rubs people the wrong way, okay? Look at that, $735 million in new capital. Just ridiculous, okay? So let's do a recap on Nikola, okay? There's some positive things and some negative things, and I'll give you my perspective on if I'm buying the stock, if I'm interested in buying the stock, or if I'm interested in waiting on the stock, okay? Number one, we're on a hype and hope company right now. That's just facts, okay? There's no way you can debate that. Company has non-existent revenues, hype and hope company as of right now, okay? Number two, the company is opening up more and more, which is phenomenal news. In the past 1 to 2 weeks, the company has shared more than possibly ever in relation to what their vehicles are actually doing, showing them in action, things like that. And I think that is massive for this company. I think if they want to be respected and looked up to as like, oh, this company is actually doing big things, show us what you got. Show us what you're actually doing. Don't just be like, well, we don't want our competitors to copy what we're doing. If you're doing something that is that big and that important, believe me, companies can't just copy that stuff. It's not that easy, okay? If it was, believe me, there would already be people in your organization that would be leaking information. Trust me about that, okay? Number 3, the company has a $13+ billion valuation on it right now, even after how much the stock has fallen, right? This is just a stock recap. Number 4, they're going after a huge market opportunity in an industry that needs disruption, right? Semi-trucks, there hasn't been that much innovation in that industry in decades upon decades upon decades. It's definitely ripe for disruption, as the whole auto industry is. And if, Nikola is trying to come out with a pickup truck as well, that's an industry that's absolutely ripe for disruption. So they are going after big opportunities. There's no doubt about that. Number 5, the company has a ton to prove and will need to partner with a ton of different companies out there, or they're going to need to raise tens of billions of dollars to pull off what they need to pull off, okay? Because believe me, they have to pull off all the infrastructure. The infrastructure build out alone could be billions, if not tens of billions of dollars. Then never mind ramping production lines of semi-trucks, as well as, pickup trucks and other potential future products. Companies literally going to need to raise tens of billions, or they will have to partner with a ton of companies. And, partnering is not that easy. It's not that easy. It's actually quite complicated to partner with another company, especially on projects where we're talking about the other partner needs to fork up, potentially billions of dollars to get something up and running, okay? Number 6, the company has a lot of moral, ethical, big questions. Trevor Milton has those. The company in general has those, okay? We went through, I think, 3 of them just in this video. We probably could have gone through even more than that, okay? Number 7, the company has a good level of interest around it. That's a very positive thing, right? I'm doing this video on it. This video is probably going to get a lot of views, right? My past Nikola videos have gotten a lot of views. There's clearly a high level of interest in this company, okay? Which means if they can succeed and they can, put some products out there that it gets a lot of people excited, they're going to have the world's attention, right? Because a lot of people are paying attention to this. A lot of people want to see, is this going to be a success, a failure? What are their products going to be like? There's a lot of eyeballs on this, man. I'm telling you, there's a good level of interest around it, and that's phenomenal news. The hardest thing to usually get is a high level of interest, and this company definitely has a very good level of interest, okay? Number 8, Nikola World is happening in December, right? And that's going to be a massive positive or negative for the stock. We'll have to see what it is. Obviously, none of us know because we haven't seen the products and those sorts of things, but, if that Badger truck's actually on stage, they're actually driving it, and they can actually take people on test drives, and it's a good experience, maybe there is huge potential there. Then they still have to obviously execute on infrastructure, as well as ramping up production lines and potentially partnering with companies and things like that, or raising tons of capital. But, hey, if they show off a product that's you can actually drive around in and go for a test drive in, that would be big, okay? At the same time, if this event is delayed for some BS reason or things like that, or just like, things aren't that impressive and it's just like a truck's up there on stage, but no one can drive the truck or anything, that could be a big negative for the stock and add up to even more questions, because it's like, wow, you have a pickup truck that's supposedly on stage, but yet no one can touch this, no one can go for a test drive on it. That would be very much a negative, right? So my opinion on if I'm thinking about buying the stock or waiting, personally, wait. That's kind of my 2 cents on this one. Do whatever you want, make your own moves. If you want to buy the stock, short sell the stock, wait on the stock. I certainly won't be short selling the stock, I can tell you that much, but I'm certainly far from buying the stock. I am just waiting, okay? It's way too spec for me right now. I mean, way too spec. You're talking about a company that doesn't have these products in the real world yet and has basically $0 of revenue. That's a whole other level of speculative, right? There's some speculative stocks you can buy out there that are smaller market caps, but are actually generating revenues and profits and those sorts of things. This company's not really doing anything right now. They're just hoping to, do stuff, and they've got research and development going and things like that. Way too spec. The valuation needs to come down another 50% plus. So we're not even talking anywhere close to me buying the stock. Valuation would need to come down 50% or more, or I would need to see some huge showings for this company, like potentially, if they show off something in December and that truck is, the Badger is awesome and people can test drive it, and it's like, oh man, this is such an awesome truck. Okay, then maybe we're talking. But as of right now, yeah, that valuation needs to come down a long way from here, even though it's come down a long way. It needs to go actually a lot further, in my opinion, to make somebody like me actually interested in this, okay? So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. As always, kind of an in-depth look at Nikola, what's going on there and things like that. Make sure you smash the thumbs up if you don't mind for the YouTube algorithm. It definitely helps out the channel. And also, if you're looking to scale your portfolio, check out the first link in the description out there. That will help you out immensely. Thank you for watching and have a great day.